products. I got it from my friend Mario and the Dead team. I wanted to prove to Mario and Deb that the product didn't work. So I bought everything. And I started taking the product February 27th. Now I took a picture of myself, but I don't want to show you it. I lost 34 pounds from the product, from taking the product. I've been on the product since February 27th. Lost 34 pounds, but also, most of the medication that I take, which is about 20 pills, I'm off all my pills. I suffer from PTSD and Agent Orange, if any of you guys know about it. The brothers and sisters from Vietnam veterans of America, we always say, welcome home. And I'll tell you right now, this Vasayo family has brought me into another. I came out of retirement to get involved with this company. And I'll tell you, this is the most amazing company that I have ever been involved with, is beside the Vietnam Veterans of America. And what it has done for me, it's just amazing. I have two of my friends that are Vietnam veterans that walked into my house on walkers. Walkers! Those people right now are off those walkers and they walk into my house. It's amazing the product and what it has done for some of my Vietnam. I want to go back and I want to share all the products that I have, that we have right now, especially with the two new products. I mean, the Avitas, that's amazing. And then Eternal, that's going to give us life again. So I'd like to say thank you very much, Colin. Thank you for all the products that Tracy has given us, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and I just want to thank Colin, Daniel, and all the rest of the people that's involved in the Vasayo family. Thank you very much.
John McGinty, a living American hero right here. Thank you, John. Now, I'd like to have my son come up and just share a little bit about his experience on the Vasayo product.
Man, what a great event. I love these events. We have the brotherhood, the sisterhood, and familyhood. Is that a word, familyhood? It is now. So. Anyway, I love these events. Some of you know me, some of you don't. But I'll just share, I'll just take a few minutes. We had some of the scientists and doctors up here, and one thing they mentioned was addiction and that vicious cycle that you can get into. And I've struggled with that myself. I've been ashamed to admit that. But I won't get into the entire story and tell you all the details right now. But as far as the product goes, my wife can attest to this. Oh man, she was pregnant with our first kid, and I was taking some of the medicines that he mentioned, but having struggled sleeping, I wouldn't sleep. I'd be lucky to get an hour, 2 hours a night. I kept my wife up. She was working full time. It hurt. I was in some low points in my life, and it got so bad where I was taking these medicines to try and sleep, and they worked a little bit at first, but then after a while I don't know if my body got used to it or what, but I'd have to up the dosage, and it just tapered off. It wasn't as effective. So I'd take that, try and sleep, then I'd wake up in the morning if I had sleep at all, and I couldn't stay awake, so I'd have to take something else. So it's that vicious cycle. You try and take something to sleep, try and take something to stay awake. It was unhealthy. Anyway, so about a year and a half ago, last May when the company launched, I tried Vasayo Sleep. First night, slept 8 hours. My wife, it's blessed our lives. I won't get into all the details in just a few minutes, but man, this product's great. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Dan Zhu, the Science Advisory Board, and thank you for my wife. I love you.
All right. Next, I met this gentleman from Montana, Daniel and I, at a regional in Spokane, and after he gave his testimony, All real. Pinch the cheeks, right, Kimberly? Some people don't believe I know the gospel, but I do. Anyway, I met Chuck. He talked about his wife, his sweetheart, and her battle with Alzheimer's. And after he gave his testimonial, I said, "You are a man's man." He shared with me, well, I'm not going to share that, that's too personal. But he talked, I asked Chuck if he would take a minute or two today to talk about our products and the difference it's made in his family. So please welcome our friend from Montana, the Big Sky Country, Chuck Hunt.
Thanks, Alan. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, this is a hard one to talk about. Shaky too, but I don't know about pinching when my left butt cheeks. Anyway, I've been married to my wife for 38 years. Thank you. She's always been the love of my life. I married her when I was 20 years old, and we share a lot of love together. 10 years ago, she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. And hearing all this about all of our different products that we have, one of them I didn't even think about the Renew, to tell you the truth. And so hearing Mr. Snyder talk about that, to me it's a blessing in disguise of what we've got here, because Vicki was diagnosed at 55 years old. She's now 65 years old. She'll turn 66 next month. And through this, I decided to take care of her. And so I quit my job, and I've been caring for her for the whole time. All of us have had, over the years, we've had family members that have been in facilities, I guess, over the years, and we see what happens. They do the best they can for those patients, but they get a lot of patients. So that's why I decided to give her the care at home. The toughest part for me is sleep with her. She has what they call sundowners, and so she has no idea of concept of time. Absolutely none. She doesn't know if it's daytime, nighttime, anything. And I was going through struggles of going to bed with her at night, and she would just lay there and she would talk, she would move around the bed, and I finally came into the Vasayo products, and I thought, you know what, I gotta try this. I would do anything for my wife, and I've done a lot of things. I've tried everything that's been out there that's, supposedly helps with Alzheimer's, but I will tell you, I got her on the sleep products, and now she sleeps 8 to 10 hours at night. Every I'll tell you an example of something. I ran out of my sleep product, did not know I was actually low on inventory, and I will say, keep inventory in your house to share. I can't say that enough. Get the inventory, share what we've got here, because it's a blessing to every one of us and everybody we meet. I ran out of the product, and I thought, is it really going to make a difference? And so the first night I didn't have any product for her. I put her in the bed, and I swear, when I woke up in the morning, I went into the room, and she had turned 180 degrees in the bed, and all the sheets were knocked off the bed. And I thought, is that just coincidence? And I thought, is that really true? And so the next night, waiting for the product to show up in the mail, this time she turned about 3/4 of the way in there. The next day, I got the product in the mail, gave her the sleep product, and when I went back in the next morning, she's laying in bed in the same spot I put her at night. So I can tell you, it works. One other one I want to touch on real quick, neuro. I've been giving her neuro, one in the morning, one in the evening. She's at a point in her life where she really, truly can't hardly hold a conversation, and I've got to put her to bed, take her out of bed, I've got to dress her, I've got to feed her, I've got to do everything. She cannot do anything. And so her memory for hearing people's voices and things, she has no concept of that in most cases. Since I've done this with the neuro now, the other day I called down, and it brought tears to my eyes, because her sister had called, and I asked her, Vic, I said, who is that on the recording? And she's like, well, I I said, well, no, go and think about it. Really try hard. Dig down deep and see if you can remember. And she's listening, and I swear about a minute into it, she goes, that's my sister. I was just, it brought tears to my eyes, and so. And with the Renew, I think we've got something here that really, truly, Alzheimer's will become, it's going into where it's going to be an epidemic. And I don't think we can do enough to use whatever we have available, and these products are what are going to help us, I believe, bring us to another level with Alzheimer's. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, we talk about those marriage vows, and for better or for worse, and that's a man who stood up and loves his wife. You know what he told me on the phone? An attorney told him he ought to divorce his wife and put her in a home and get on with his life. Shame on that attorney. That's a man's man right there. Thank you, Chuck. Hey, Daniel. Come up here, Gabby. You know, we heard Gabby's story. I've been kind of watching her over the last year. When I first met her, I'll let her tell her story about these products and the difference. My gosh, you look amazing. Please share with the group.
Hi, thank you, Daniel, Dallin, Carrie, Ricky, and Francois for this opportunity to share what Jesus has done in my life through Vasayo. 3 years ago, I was in a horrible car accident. I was a residential designer, and overnight, I was bedridden in debilitating pain, unable to hold myself up, unable to sleep. All of a sudden, I have severe pain, fatigue. I had to lean on a cane to hold me up, and even with the cane, I could only walk for about 5 minutes at a time before I had to sit down. It was devastating not being able to take care of myself, let alone my family. The doctors put me on 24 different medications because I had 18 total different symptoms. Even with the medication, I was not improving. I had one doctor tell me that he had given me the strongest stuff that he had no idea what else to do with me. So I started struggling with depression. The side effects of the medication really messed up my mind. I could no longer complete my sentences. I forgot simple things like my own name. I didn't want to numb the pain anymore with the medication. I just wanted to surrender it to the Lord and embrace the pain. I had an overwhelming, burning desire to have a baby. So we decided to pray and stop the medication. 3 months later, we found out that we were pregnant. Those precious months that I had her in my belly was a glimmer of hope in the dark depression that I was in. The Bible tells us that to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, and that His ways are higher than our own. And that was the comfort that He gave me when they told us that she no longer had a heartbeat. It was devastating when we lost her. And we started praying for a holistic solution. We started with IV infusions, paying $1,500 a month for 3 different infusions twice a week. And I did not improve, so we went back to prayer. This time we prayed for a cost-effective, holistic solution. I figured I needed to be very specific. Fast forward to a year ago when we moved from California to Texas, someone saw me walking like an old lady, hunched over with my cane, and offered me the Vasayo products to try. And after hearing Dr. Schneider, I can't help but think, what if he didn't? To be honest with you, I was very skeptical. I had tried everything up until that point. My husband, Kevin, played college football and he had struggled with knee pain. He took the products and 5 days later he was pain-free and he begged me to take them. And so I did. I took all of the products. I took the Renew 4 sprays 4 times a day for 7 days. And on the 7th day I had a dream and the Lord told me, put your cane down and lean on me. On that day, I put my cane down and was able to hold myself up for the first time. And as I stood there without my cane, I realized that I had absolutely 0 pain in my entire body. I took my first steps unassisted. Those steps turned into an entire mile without stopping for the first time. That mile turned into dozens of miles, and then it turned into running. 2 weeks ago, I was able to do my first set of squats without any help. Huge. I stand here completely symptom-free and pain-free, and nothing will get in the way of us shouting the name of Jesus from the mountaintops and sharing Vasayo with the world until our last breath.
Oh my, what a, what a. Thank you for all those who have shared those stories. I know that there are hundreds of similar stories out in the audience today. Let us be brave and courageous in sharing the gift that we have.